Good evening, everybody. This is Corvallis Lavelle here, and this is this edition of NightKap ReKap. We're going to stop the music and talk about some things that's going on in our society, some things that's going on in our city, in our state, in our country, and in our world. First, I invite you to go on Facebook and like the NightKap radio page. That is Cap with a K. That way we can interact. I can post different questions or different videos, whatever pictures. You can give your 2 cents, get into the conversation. We can go back and forth. Also on Twitter as well. Follow me at Corvallis_Lavelle. That is CORVALES_LEVELL. Tonight we're going to discuss the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, as some of you may know or may not know, this rally cry protest started after last year's murder of 2 unarmed men, Michael Brown and Eric Gardner. It is showing, of course, the frustration, the fear in some people of the way police it's like they're not caring. They're not, of course, not doing their job. Their job is to serve and protect, but yet here are unarmed civilians that are being murdered, basically. But the part that really grinds people, the part that really rubs people the wrong way, if these officers, once they were tried, they got off. So it's like, does Black Lives Matter? We have been going through these things for years. It's 2015. Ever since black people have been brought to this country, we have been dealt with the notion that we matter. Our lives matter. The things we do matter, or at least it should matter. Tonight we're going to discuss not only just the police brutality, their lack of protection, their lack of respect. We're also going to talk about how black lives should matter in our own society. Because not only are we dealing with issues of the police brutality and the police killings, we have people that are out there killing our own. We have people in this city alone. Every weekend they are posting, statistics of gun violence, everything that's going on. All these kids, all these older people, innocent bystanders are just being killed. And it's like there's no remorse. There is no thought into it but evil, basically. And we need to understand the notion that black life matters. No matter who you are, no matter what your walk in life, no matter what you believe, no matter your educational background, no matter your social status, whether you're ex-felon, whether you are a pastor, your life matters, and it should matter in this country. On the NightKap radio page, I shared the status that came across my timeline. It was very interesting. It stated, "Are we discussed it yet? Even one name on the list is too long. Here are the names of the black people killed by police in 2015. R.I.P." And the list is quite extensive. It is long to say. This is just April. This is just the 4th month of the year, but yet there are a lot of names. So if you can, just have some time, check out the NightKap radio page, and it has a list of the names and ages of these victims. And not only for 2015, it has for 2014, which of course it is the whole year. It is a longer list, which is, it's heartbreaking to see these things. You just go through the list, some of these names and ages. Of course, you have Walter Scott, 50, Lavelle Hall, who was 25. You have Tony Terrell Robinson Jr., who was only 19. You have Kendra Omar Austin, who was 16. And, the list goes on all the way up to, I see, a Theodore Johnson, 64. This is heartbreaking, and is to the point to we have to question, when will it end? How far will things go? I can only speculate. I don't know exactly everything that can go on. I can't say how things are going on each side, but I know as a black man in this country, the lack of disrespect, the lack of respect, because what they're doing is very disrespectful. They do not treat us as if we are people. And I know a lot of people, oh, if you go through history, this has been going on, but that makes it worse. At one point, is enough enough? I mean, I know a lot of people feel President Obama is in office, so people feel that we've made it. Progress has been made. That, as big as an event as that was, as significant as that will go down in history, is very small compared to the things that we still face. The police are to be here to serve and protect. That is the duty, that is the rights, that is the purpose. At what point are you to feel safe? If my house gets breaking into, I should feel comfortable to call the police and not think that when they come in and see me, a black male, that I'm going to be interrogated. I know everybody do the victim role is outplayed, but at some point, professionalism must come into play. They have to, once you put that badge on, whatever personal prejudices or whatever thoughts you may have should not matter, even though they do, but they should not matter. And cases as with Michael Brown, Eric Garner, it matters with the police. And not just with the police itself. Like, it is bad that, yes, the police are the one doing these acts, but what adds insult to injury is the fact that lawmakers are allowing it to be acceptable. They are letting these officers off. In the case of Dante Servant, the police officer who is being charged with shooting 22-year-old Rakia Boyd, an unarmed black woman, it is said that he was, quote-unquote, demoted to desk duty, but still collect a salary even as the case is going on. This shows that there is a pure lack of respect for black lives in this country as well as this city. But as I said earlier, it is not just with the police, it is with the neighborhoods as well. There have been many children, many older people, just many people that have been killed by senseless gun violence in this city. Every weekend, almost every station is given a violence report Monday morning over the shootings that have taken place over the weekend. Whether it's a drive-by shooting in a neighborhood, a shooting in a school zone, there's even been shooting in church parking lots, the nightclubs. It is just getting out of hand. And the notion of Black Lives Matter goes beyond just the police now. We need to understand that Black Life matters no matter who you are. Yes, we can protest, we can get up in arms, we can sing, we can, sing hymns, pray and everything over this idea of the police brutality, but we have to think internally as well. We have to face the fact that we have our own inner demons that are going through and causing havoc within our communities. Before we go out here rallying and demanding respect from the outside world or outside races or authority figures, the government, police, however you want to call it, we need to be able to govern ourselves first. As we say in church, govern yourselves accordingly. We have to be able to look at ourselves and realize that some of the things we play a part in as well. Like, yes, police brutality is horrible. No one should have to witness it. No one should have to go through it. No family should have to bury a family member because the people that were hired to protect them did the opposite. But just as officer such and such is pulling triggers, So is your neighbor, the person you see at the bus stop, that person that rides around in the car. We have to be able to fix the problem with all angles. Everything is not always one dimension. You can't just look straight and that's it, let's fix it. No, everything must be analyzed. Everything must be first talked about. In any problem, in anything going on in life, acceptance and admittance is always the first step. We must admit that as a culture, we are not as cohesive and together as we should be. Once we face that notion, and then we can put aside all these petty differences, all these things that go on in the streets, understand street loyalty, understand things go on. I grew up in those surroundings. I know people who still live that lifestyle. But we have to realize that as a people, if we do not hold each other accountable, if we do not uplift one another, we can have each other's back, we're going to fail. We're going to sit here and they're going to sit back and watch us wipe each other out. We need to mobilize. We need to have positive thinking. It's okay to sit, entertainment value. I personally love rap music, but some of these things that come out, take it for just entertainment. Don't sit and think that just because he's rapping about this is what he's living. I'm sorry. When he signed his checks are being signed with his government name. The person you're listening to is just a persona. But we need to realize that we have an opportunity to do great things in this country, in this city, do great things in life. We just need to get our heads on straight. We need to, for one, put your heads in the clouds. I'm not trying to preach to everybody, but the closer you get to God, the closer you get to covering yourself in the blood, you'll be surprised at how quick things can turn around. We are so focused on man being oh so smart, we're being oh so clever, we can fix everything. We act as if we are the ones that are the captain of our fate. No, we are not. We may be the ones steering in our minds, but the path is already laid out. All we have to do is get right, and a lot of these problems that's going on can be fixed, and they should be fixed, or if not, we all got to answer for it someday. But that's my time for tonight. I hope I gave you something insightful. I hope the conversation was thought-provoking. As always, go to the NightKap fan page on Facebook. Please like, share with all your friends, as well as follow me on Twitter, Corvallis_Lavelle, CORVALES. Once again, this is NightKap ReKap.
Yeah, it's for the people. This is street radio for